Welcome. Today, we're plunging into the amazing mysteries of our own bodies. I suggest you grab a pencil, paper, and a calculator. In our previous two sessions, we exposed the sharp drop in the quality of modern foods and explained why adding supplements is now crucial. We also spotlighted glycans, the essential functional facilitators of life that are largely absent from typical meals. In this session, we'll build on everything we've covered so far. We'll reveal the astonishing total number of cells in the human body, explore the average lifespans of key cell types, and calculate your personal cell count, daily cell turnover, and how many glycans your body needs to build those brand new cells properly. Finally, we'll review the clear warning signs of glycan shortage, expose the real reasons it happens today, walk you through a simple, no-cost glycan therapy test you can do right now, and show you where to get the only clinically validated, complete glycan supplements on the planet. Let's look at the human cell count. The human body consists of approximately 37.2 trillion cells, a figure calculated by the American Association for the Advancement of Science and corroborated by multiple scientific studies. This number varies based on an individual's height, weight, and body composition, with the estimate based on an average 70 kilograms, 154-pound adult. Now you're going to be guessing your lean weight minus fat. Should you have a body fat scale, you'll use that number. Using a normal scale, get your total weight and write it down. Looking in the mirror to determine your body type. Are you lean, average, or soft? Now looking at the blackboard. Let's look at the examples. An average woman at 130 pounds is 110 of lean. Similarly, a soft man at 240 pounds is 140 of lean. Now, using the lean number you calculated, multiplied times 240 million cells. To get you body's amount of cells, write that number down as we will be using it again shortly. So let's talk to cell lifespans and the circadian-driven repair. Cells survive from mere hours to decades, with peak regeneration timed to our body's internal clock. Bone marrow cells, peak repair occurs 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Skin cells rebuild most actively between 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Gut lining cells renew primarily from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. These repair cycles are most effective during sleep, when the body prioritizes tissue renewal and restoration and demands a steady supply of the absolute best raw materials, including glycans, all needed to rebuild and maintain every cell. Your body never stops rebuilding itself. Every day, millions of cells die and millions more are born, with skin and gut turning over quickly, while bone cells take 25 to 30 years to fully replace. All your cells share the same DNA blueprint for life, but your environment, what you eat, how you rest, how stressed you feel, the air you breathe, and the hormones flowing through you, supplies the materials and writes the instructions that tell genes how to behave. Those instructions can make cells stronger or weaker, and they often stick with new cells for years, which is why your body renews daily yet can still show signs of aging. A healthy lifestyle isn't just for today. It keeps your cells' software running clean and strong for decades to come. Apoptosis usually happens quietly. Dying cells break into small packets that macrophages or nearby cells quickly swallow, recycling the material without any irritation. But by poor diet, genetics, or aging, the generation of new cells slows, becomes error-prone, and often produces cells that are less capable of doing their jobs. Keeping the die and replace cycle balanced through nutritious food, supplementation, regular activity, and managing chronic conditions helps preserve the stem cell reservoir and ensures that the fresh cells produced are functional and long-lasting. The real question is, are you giving your body the tools to repair and hold on to your youth? Or are the daily habits that speeding up getting older? Keep in mind the earlier presentation explanation of the food depletion effect, given that supplement use is certainly warranted. You've got a living lab inside you, running 24/7. Today and every day, you get to decide, tired and worn out, or strong, resilient, and full of life? Your cells are responding to what will you give them. All right, it's time to estimate the number of cells your body replaces daily. We are using the average 154-pound adult again. Apoptosis is the body's precise one-to-one programmed cell death and replacement It is estimated to be 259 billion cells every 24 hours. We are using the 259 billion new cells, needing to be built from scratch, for the perfect one-for-one replacement to maintain the total of 37.2 trillion cells. Doing the division tells us that the 154-pound adult needs 1.68 million new cells per pound of average body mass to die and be built daily. Using the total cell count you calculated earlier, let's determine your daily one-to-one cell production target, the number of new cells your body must generate each day to keep the overall cell count constant. Multiply 1.68 million, the average number of new cells produced per pound of lean mass each day, by your lean mass weight in pounds. The product is the exact number of cells you need to produce daily. Great. Write that number down. You'll need it one more time in just a moment. Key insight. Your body replaces roughly 0.07% to 1% of its total cells each day. In other words, it rebuilds the equivalent of an entire organ's worth of tissue every 24 hours. On average, a single cell carries about 800,000 glycans. These sugar chains are especially abundant on immune cells, epithelial cells, and neurons. Think of them as instruction stickers that tell each cell how to act, like nourish me, repair me, destroy me, protect me, regulate me, build, and stay healthy are just a few. They touch virtually every aspect of cell biology. A deficiency or mispatterning of glycans can ripple through all of these processes, leading to the wide range of symptoms and disease states often linked to glycan depletion. Together, they form a sophisticated glycan code that conveys structural, signaling, and regulatory information essential for proper cellular construction and functional facilitation. Using the chart on the next slide, multiply your body's number of cells times the number which matches your body type, lean, average, or soft. Now you know the approximate number of glycans in your body, and wow, that number is huge. The new cells inherit some glycans, recycle others, and add additional glycans gradually over days to years. The body synthesizes roughly 0.01% to 0.1% of the 30 quintillion glycans present in a 37.2 trillion cell human. If your cells don't get enough of the right sugars, vitamins, and minerals they need to build their sugar coating, glycans, or if the enzymes that put those sugars in place stop working properly, a lot of things start to break down. Proteins don't fold correctly, cell signals get garbled, the immune system can't tell friend from foe, protective barriers like your gut and blood vessels get leaky, healing slows down, metabolism gets sluggish, and you end up feeling tired all the time, catching every bug that goes around, dealing with achy joints, thin or fragile skin, brain fog, and looking and feeling older than you should. One of the earlier presentation, you learned that most doctors and nurses take and recommend vitamins and minerals. That was published in Nutrition Journal that focuses on the field of human nutrition. The study, which utilized data from the Life Supplemented Healthcare Professional, HCP. So, supplementation is important to crucial. Think of a product that requires assembly. You need the raw parts and the instruction manual. Your body receives raw materials through food and drink, but those materials also need instructions. Glycans are that instruction set. They tell the body where the nutrients should go and how they should be used to build or repair every cell. A cell is never truly isolated. Its survival depends on constantly monitoring and responding to the environment and detecting nutrients, stress cues, and other signals. Ask yourself, what happens when the regenerative system cannot complete repair because essential materials are missing? Earlier, we emphasized that glycans are not medicines. They are functional facilitators. You have already seen a magnified image of a cell whose entire surface is blanketed in glycans, illustrating a densely glycosylated landscape. True Science, http://www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/book/NBK115018. The following is from the NIH, National Library of Medicine. All living cells are coated on their membranes with glycans, a scientific term for complex sugar chains that are essential for cell wall integrity and function. Glycans play diverse critical roles: cell signaling and molecular recognition, immune modulation, and tissue irritation control. The determination of our blood group antigens, BO, affects transfusion compatibility. Okay, To make sure you are understanding this statement, it only takes one glycan to change your blood type, just one. In short, every cell in the human body relies on chemical communication, and glycans are the primary language of that communication. We've already discussed how today's typical American diet falls short, especially in the micronutrients needed to build glycans. As a result, many people consume far fewer of the sugar-building blocks required for optimal cellular communication and repair. While glucose, the main energy source, and galactose found in dairy are abundant, the other six monosaccharides, mannose, xylose, fucose, N-acetylglucosamine, N-acetylgalactosamine, and N-acetylneurominic acid, sialic acid, are present only in modest amounts in everyday foods. Glycans are assembled inside cells from these simple sugars and from vitamins/minerals as they act as cofactors through recycling and modest dietary intake. However, when the diet is heavily processed or when the body's demand for glycan spikes, e.g., during intense repair, infection, or chronic stress, the supply of these minor sugars can become limiting. The human body is awesomely made, and you're looking at a simple diagram of the monosaccharide interconversion system. It shows us that our bodies take common sugars and turns them into the six missing glycans we've been discussing. Yes, the pathway is far more complex than this simplified diagram shows, and although it consumes a great deal of energy, it enables the body to keep synthesizing these essential molecules even when the diet is lacking, until the system eventually reaches a point where it can no longer operate efficiently. Here's the bottom line. Your body can synthesize the missing glycans on its own, a remarkable feat of biology. But in today's diet, which is high in sugar and low in the specific nutrients needed for glycan production, the so-called nutrient dilution effect, you force your metabolism to rely almost entirely on this energy-intensive conversion process. It's like trying to run a marathon on half rations. You'll finish, but you'll pay the price with fatigue, slower tissue repair, weaker immune defenses, and accelerated wear and tear. Let's go over a few key points on how to recognize glycan deficiency. If you notice any of the following, it may signal that your body isn't getting enough glycans. Trouble remembering things or staying focused. Low energy and persistent fatigue. Frequent colds or other infections, the year-round sniffles. Digestive problems and slow recovery after illness. Mood swings or hormonal irregularities. Skin issues, premature-looking wrinkles, or loss of elasticity. Joint aches or stiffness. Difficulty falling or staying asleep. When several of these signs appear together, it's a good cue to consider boosting your glycan intake, either through a more nutrient-dense diet or a targeted glycan supplement. Some of the main drivers of glycan depletion include poor diet, excessive processed foods, added sugars, and micronutrient deficiencies. Environmental toxins, pesticides, pollution, heavy metals. Chronic stress, high cortisol levels that suppress repair processes. Medication overuse, frequent antibiotics, NSAIDs, steroids, or other drugs that interfere with normal metabolism. Persistent infections and inflammation, keep the immune system activated and drain glycan resources. Aging, inevitable wear and tear that reduces the efficiency of glycan synthesis. Gut dysbiosis, imbalanced microbiota, leaky gut, inadequate sleep, and poor recovery further impair glycan production. A picture is worth 1,000 words. On the left, you can see disrupted cellular communication. And on the right, you see microbiome dysbiosis. Both illustrate how damaged, altered cells look when glycan supply is insufficient. So, what is the importance of all this biology and scientific information I have been receiving? There is much that could be said, but let's start here with a question. Who is the National Academy of Science? The National Academy of Sciences is the ultimate authority in American science, elite, unrivaled, uncompromising, and universally revered. They said the following: glycans play a role in almost every biological process and are involved in every major disease. That's a big statement. Think about what you just heard. Every biological process and are involved in every major disease. Let that sink in a minute. Emphasizing the point again. As the National Academy of Sciences notes, glycans play a role in almost every biological process and are involved in every major disease. These sugar chains are key players in how cells function and combat illness. Research shows that when abnormal cells evade detection, such as in degenerative diseases, specific sugars are often missing from their protein sugar complexes. The question you should be asking yourself right now is, can you actually wait until you have a health challenge to start nutritionally supporting your glycans? Manopol is the only true ACE mannan commercially available that meets the scientific approved molecular weight definition of 1 million to 2 million Daltons. This proprietary compound is validated by the Chemical Abstract Service (CSA) and the United States Adopted Names Council (USAN) of the American Medical Association, establishing unmatched scientific credibility, exclusively available from Manitech. Why does Manopol cost so much? It's not just another Manos. It's super costly to make. It takes approximately 415 kilograms of aloe leaf to make 1 kilogram of Manopol. That's about 1,000 pounds of aloe. 1 scoop of Manopol 0.5 g equals to 207.5 grams of fresh aloe. There is approximately 1 full scoop of aloe in every scoop of Manopol. And again, it is the commercially available product of its kind. Manopol, by the way, is our trade name for our specific Manos. And that has no equal anywhere in the world. No equal. So this is true ACE mannan. Other companies say that their Manos from aloe or their aloe product in general is ACE mannan, and that is simply not the case. The only true ACE mannan in the world is Manopol. Manopol is the only commercially available 100% aloe product that scientifically meets the approved molecular weight defined as 1 to 2 million Daltons. There is no competition for Manopol in the world from any other company. Don't be fooled by the other companies. In fact, our Manopol has been consistently exceeding 2 million Daltons. Structure is key to function, and that is very, very important. Manopol was the aloe product that started it all in the industry. Manitech has done the lion's share of research in this area of science. We really actually pioneered a new area of science, and that's being taught in colleges now called nutritional glycobiology. No other company can make that claim. You see that there's a very specific difference, and you don't need to remember the formula. Just remember that there is a huge difference. There is a very definite difference scientifically between true ACE mannan that's made from Manitech. Again, no other company offers it. You at these chemical formulas, remember there is a huge difference. Other companies do not have what we have. And structure is key to function. That is very, very important. It's time to look at Manopol, Ambrotose Life, Ambrotose Complex, and Advanced Ambrotose. This section will mostly be about ingredients, noting that they all contain Manopol and therefore claim Manopol benefit and more. Manopol provides immune support through its ACE mannan content, supports immune system modulation, enhances cellular communication for overall better health, acts as a prebiotic, supporting healthy digestive function and gastrointestinal health, contains a high concentration of polysaccharides, including mannose, in the form of ACE mannan, offers a pure, all-natural aloe-based formula free from additives, soy, dairy, shellfish, peanut, and MSG, supports cognitive functions and overall health improvement, enhances the absorption of vitamin C and E suitable for vegans and individuals sensitive to lactose. Dr. Stephen Nugent has a wonderful video overviewing the ingredients in these products, and I suggest you're watching it. Contact the person sharing this video for the link, or feel free to contact me should they not be available. They are as follows: Ambrotose Life, original 10 glycan-based formula, Manopol 205 mg per serving, AmbroGuard, fucoidins from wakame, base of stabilized rice bran, plant source glucosamine, modified citrus pectin, sodium alginate, vegan-friendly kosher ambrotose complex, original 10 glycan-based formula, Manopol 200 mg per serving, AmbroGuard, fucoidins from wakame, base of rice starch, plant-source glucosamine, vegan-friendly, kosher advanced. Ambrotose, original 10 glycan-based formula. Manipul 95 milligrams per serving. Ambrogard, fucoidins from wakame, base of rice starch, plant-source glucosamine, vegan-friendly, kosher. Validation should be as important to you as it is to Manitech. Double-blind crossover placebo studies are the most expensive most medical studies today. Let's look at the benefits of taking Ambrotose, the glycan product containing ace-mannan, under Manitech's trademark, Manipul. Note, many other Manitech products may infuse or incorporate glycans. Studies show cellular communication, cognitive function, improved memory, improved concentration, improved attentiveness, improved mood, decreased irritability, support immune system function, direct immune system support, and NSF, who independently confirmed that what is listed on the supplement facts label is actually in the bottle, and that there are no undeclared ingredients at harmful levels like heavy metals, pesticides, and certain microbes. Let me touch on modulation. Modulation is when a chosen average midpoint value is continually nudges the parameter high or low to keep the average centered. Your car's cruise control is a good example of modulation. It stays pretty constant in the middle when engaged and you're on flatland, but if you're going uphill or downhill, it attempts to modulate it back to the middle. This is huge. An adjuvant, a substance that enhances anything its effectiveness. Okay, I haven't forgotten. So where do you go to get your free, quick, and painless glycan therapy test? It is at https://glycangore.com. Again, that is https://glycangore.com. I suggest you share the results with a person who shared this presentation with you. We are all about your health and longevity. In summary, you have seen the critical role of glycans in cellular repair and renewal, emphasizing that they act as functional facilitators rather than medicines, guiding the assembly and function of new cells during daily cycles. So, why is Manipul a part of my day-to-day regimen? Well, if you're passionate about health and wellness, if you're concerned about healthy aging, then you need to try Manipul from Manitech. It is the most science-backed, clinically researched form of aloe out there. There is no aloe in the world that is richer in ace-mannan than Manipul from Manitech, and we have the patents and the science to prove that. But what makes it unique? Well, aside from coming from Costa Rica and a blue zone where people live longer than anywhere else, it's how we process it and how we get to that key ingredient, ace-mannan. Now, we've got the patents and we've got the research, and what does ace-mannan actually do? Well, ace-mannan is an immune modulator, as you heard, so it helps to actually activate macrophages in your body, which are those crucial immune cells that eat foreign invaders. Not only is it critical for your immune system on a number of levels, it also acts as a key component in cell-to-cell communication. It actually integrates with your cell membranes, actually increasing their fluidity and permeability, and that enhances the delivery of nutrients and oxygen into cells while facilitating the removal of metabolic waste, acting as the code of life for cellular interactions. Think about that. This one ingredient, Manipul, ace-mannan in Manipul, is making every other product, every other supplement, every bite of food you eat work that much better for you. Powering that cell-to-cell communication, powering nutrition at a cellular level. What other product can say that? There aren't any. Now, when you think about this product, it doesn't just end at the immune system or cellular communication. There's benefits for digestive health. There are benefits for antioxidants. There are benefits for cognitive function, for metabolic support. You name it. The scientific research and understanding has grown significantly around ace-mannan. We have the world's richest source of ace-mannan in Manipul. Whether you're an active Ambrotose user and you're already familiar with glycans and you're wanting to add a targeted glycans to your supplement, or whether you're someone who's just discovering Manipul and you're interested in this Manipul product because you saw this incredible presentation. Whatever you're looking for, ace-mannan is more than just a component of aloe vera. It's a complex polysaccharide with a sophisticated ability to interact with the body cells and the immune system in a way that not any other polysaccharide can. It offers a range of potential health benefits from immunity to digestion to wound healing to cellular fatality. You name it, and it's only available commercially in this quantity in the world's best aloe, Manipul, coming from Manatech. Again, try it today. I promise you're going to love it. This has been Bruce Beers, CMT, ANA, Associate and Presidential Director. I may be contacted by phone at 5:30-510-0386, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thank you for watching. Until next time.